Good quality Liu Pao tea has three prerequisites: good raw materials, good process, and good storage environment. If these three conditions are met, the quality of the tea stored for a long time will be superior. What is the relationship between the quality of Liu Pao tea and the storage time? Liu Pao tea is a post-fermented tea and will continue to undergo post-oxidation during the storage process. After a certain period of time, the main chemical components in the production of Liu Pao tea, such as tea polyphenols, amino acids, sugars, and other substances, will change among themselves. The aroma of the tea tends to be idealized, and the tea will become more and more mild and non-irritating. And the longer the storage time, the more complete the degree of oxidation, the more mellow and juicy the tea flavor. The older the tea is, the better it is, and that is why there is the saying that the older the tea is, the better it smells. We analyze the sensory quality characteristics of Liu Pao tea by comparing the color of tea, aroma, and taste of different years. The first is the change of tea color. As the storage time of Liu Pao tea increases, the pigment substances in the tea leaves undergo natural oxidation and polymerization reaction, so that the tea color gradually turns from the initial yellow-red to deep red and bright. This change of color not only reflects the mellowing and improvement of the quality, but also the deepening of the Chinese red color is a reflection of the cultural significance of Liu Pao tea. Next is the change in aroma. With the increase of storage time, the aroma of the Liu Pao tea will gradually become obvious and produce colorful changes. The common aroma components in Liu Pao tea are mainly alcohols, hydrocarbons, and lipids. Due to the different oxidation properties of various aroma substances, even if the same raw materials and the same process is used to make Liu Pao tea, in the later storage process, different aroma substances change to produce different aroma. This is also the charm of the aged Liu Pao tea. Finally, the change in taste. The markers that affect the thickness and taste of Liu Pao tea are water leachate and polyphenols. With the growth of storage time, the influence of external environment, especially temperature and humidity, tea polyphenols undergo hydrolysis, oxidation, degradation, etc. The water leachate and polyphenol content of Liu Pao tea show different degrees of decline. These changes make the taste of Liu Pao tea more and more mellow, sweeter and smoother. It is during the storage process that a series of slow and complex changes occur in various internal components of Liu Pao tea. The change of aroma, tea color, and taste will result in a cup of mild, mellow, sweet and delicious, pure aroma, sweet, smooth and delicate, full and rich Liu Pao tea. Therefore, aging is also precious for Liu Pao tea. What are the characteristics of the quality of different storage years of Liu Pao tea? New tea is a tea product with a storage period time of 1 to 5 years, which is generally called new tea in the market. The aroma of dry tea or after brewing The tea is slightly opposite, that is fermentation flavor. Light red yellow tea. Slightly bitter and sweet. The tea from 1 to 3 years old has obvious fragrance of warehouse, and the tea color is slightly cloudy, which is the main characteristics of this period. In the normal fermentation process of Liu Pao tea, if the flavor is not obvious in the storage, the color of the tea is relatively transparent. It means that the business has undergone a certain aging period before leaving the factory. After 3 years, the flavor of Liu Pao tea pile will almost fade away. The endogenous substances tend to stabilize and precipitate. The sweet taste mellow and smooth gradually appear. We found that tea traits change from dry and hot to warm and moist with the passage of time. Therefore, the longer the storage year, the better the quality of Liu Pao tea. Medium-term Liu Pao tea. Medium-term tea refers to about 10 years of tea products. The market is generally called medium-term tea. Dry tea color is black and brown and oily. Aging flavor shows the color gradually turns red. Slowly red, amber color. The tea is mellow and smooth. Slowly mellowing, with aromatic aging and pleasant. "10 years later is the most suitable period to drink Liu Pao tea. The tea leaves enter into a stable and slow transformation period, with an aged and pleasant aroma, pure, full and rich aroma, high medicinal value, suitable for both young and old." Old Liu Pao tea. Old teas generally refers to the tea products of more than 15 years. The market is also called old tea. The dry tea is black and brown, oily and gray, with obvious aging flavor. The tea broth has a bright red and amber color. The tea is mellow, smooth and sweet. And the aroma is obviously aged with medicinal aroma, a light ginseng aroma or pleasant betel nut aroma. Aged Liu Pao tea is red, thick, bright, old, sweet, mellow, betel nut, red, strong, mellow, aging, etc. It is the top product of Liu Pao tea. Since the storage year of Liu Pao tea has such an important impact on the quality, so how do we use our senses to determine the exact year of Liu Pao tea? The most preliminary way to judge is to smell. If the tea smells old, the aroma is very elegant and strong, it proves that the tea has a long history. If you can still smell the piling smell and the smell of new age, which proves that the tea is not more than 5 years old. If the tea smells like medicine or ginseng, it means that the tea should be more than 15 to 20 years old. Of course, smell is the only one of the ways to identify the year. To more accurately determine the vintage of Liu Pao tea, we can also identify it by brewing, observing and tasting the tea. Here we will use a new tea of 5 years and a tea of 15 years to experience the flavor of different years of Liu Pao tea. This new tea tastes slightly heaped and a bit of green taste. And this 15-year-old Liu Pao tea has a light aroma of aging. The tea broth of new tea is light reddish yellow. In addition to the sweetness of the tea, it is also a bit gently astringent because it is not obviously aged. The oxidation of the substances in it is not sufficient, so it has a bitter taste in the sweetness. The fragrance at the bottom of the cup is a bit tea and clear. While the tea broth of the old tea is red and bright. The tea broth has a light medicinal aroma, very smooth in the mouth, a little sweet. In the nasal cavity will be a little aging flavor that lasts very long. The fragrance at the bottom of the cup has an elegant medicinal fragrance with a little orchid fragrance. The flavor is relatively rich. When we taste tea, we have to appreciate its aroma, taste, throat sensation, and aftertaste. Because of the richness of oxidation components in tea leaves, we have to taste from different senses. In this lesson, we learn about the quality of Liu Pao tea, the relationship between the quality of Liu Pao tea and storage time, the difference between the quality of vintage Liu Pao tea and the method of sensory tasting. Finally, we invite you to taste Liu Pao tea produced by different years. Please recall what are the difference between Liu Pao tea in different years until the end.